you're going to do your, hey, this is Cameron DeVilla.
What is going on, guys? Cringe it up, fucking edgelord. Growing Pains Podcast 2 with Mayhem back at it. He's going to be a regular at this point.
Am I?
Your agent's
All
going
right,
to be a
all right,
regular.
all right, all right.
From what she said, and this is my high
If
school
you don't
wrestling
quit,
coach.
if you don't give up during training, you know,
Yeah,
you gotta fucking work your ass off, bro. It's gonna be you got your coach, you got your high school wrestling coach right there.
You've had some
Coach
moments
Mayhem.
where you've given up, but
Yeah. No, I could see him rage quitting off the mat. Yeah, I could see him doing it because he's got enthusiasm from every direction. This guy is a very enthusiastic guy. I like that about him. And I see a lot of that. You know, when I was your age, I had the same bumbling stupidity. Don't worry. You'll shake some of it off. You'll gain some more stupidity, but then you'll power through it. And I think that you got a good attitude for martial arts because your coach told me before we started this thing that, you always challenge the best guy on the mat.
Yeah.
You're always trying to learn, so these are very good qualities to have for martial arts.
Yeah, it's something, and it's something you can't teach. Or it's very hard to teach.
Tenacity. I mean, look, I've seen young kids, like middle school kids, be kind of wimpy, and then like start to like get less afraid of pushing themselves, and then suddenly they're beasts by high school time.
Yeah.
But like getting a guy to like wrestle the best dude in the room all the time, that's kind of a natural thing. I did the same thing. I remember high school wrestling where I was like the dude who was at 89 was a damn beast. I just kept wrestling him, he was at 71. Yeah, he was at 71. He was like the best wrestler on our team, right? The guy at 89, I could whoop up on after a couple weeks like of, training. I was like, oh, okay. So I wrestled 89, but I always went with that 171er who was like, he sucked down to get to that weight. You know what I mean? He was like real big and he was a beast. And I just went with him all the time. And eventually the guy that I would like kind of be even with at the 189 class, I just stomped him by the end of the season. Because I was always wrestling the better guy,
That's what happens. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, why would you waste your, like, I see it as we only had so much time in the wrestling room. Actually, my coach said something in the past. We came in from a wrestling meet, right? And he was pissed because
you talking about me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember that time you came in the wrestling room pissed after wrestling meet? You thought a lot of guys gave up, and you said, I don't put in time here for you guys to give up in wrestling matches. And he said, fuck off, I think. You guys have fuck off at practice. You cussed it.
I might have. Yeah. Sometimes I'll heat a moment.
You were pretty mad that day. I think it was because one wrestler threw his headgear and got suspended that day.
Yep, I remember that. The athletic director was there, and he threw a bitch fit and threw his headgear into a wall. And
can't do that in front of
What
the suit.
pissed me off is that was like one of our team captains that did that, and the team captain did that in front of everybody, the AD. So that just makes the team look bad because that's supposed to be a leader, all that. So yeah,
I mean, look. I think, emotions run high in wrestling, in martial arts. Emotions run real high. And, the most important thing you do is keep your head about you, If you lose your head, it's a sad sight. It's a sad sight.
I've seen multiple kids end their seasons punching a wall, breaking their hands. I've seen that
your hand.
a couple times.
Brilliant move there, bud. Break your damn hand before the state tournament. All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
My thing was though, why would I come to practice to not like I train the best by getting my ass beat and being like, okay, he does this to me. Cool. I learned my double leg from my coach because I couldn't defend it very well.
Well, here's the thing is that there is I really think you should always be training a level up for sure.
Yeah.
However, there are times there are sessions that you need to use, especially if your body's broke down a little bit, you've been training super hard, like, for continuous, weeks. Sometimes you just need to like open up a tomato can, you know what I mean? Yeah. Just like work moves on a dude who doesn't really know what he's doing that good. You hit him with the double leg, you get a different look, or let him get in on a single and you like float and try to defend. There's times, and that's the best usage of your time in the gym, to make sure that you're, learning. And, there's a team factor too. You want the whole team to get better and better.
Yeah.
And, if you're always losing, it's hard to like learn how to win,
It's hard to keep your confidence up too.
Yeah, that's true. Well, yeah, that's the thing too. I was going to say, I was, back early in my career, like 20 some years old, 20, I guess. I was training with Rampage Jackson, Tito Ortiz, some of the toughest dudes, and they were all heavier than me too. So every fight during that era, okay, because before that, I lived in Atlanta and I knew jiu-jitsu, and I was like knowing magic kind of, because I had so many guys that they didn't know. They just were tough guys. You know what I mean? Like they didn't know jiu-jitsu. So I had this magic power. Well, I get over to California and the level's way higher. You know what I mean? And so I had the first shock of confidence of like, oh my God, bro, I'm going to get killed. I get killed in practice every day. Like what the hell? What I didn't realize was I was like fighting the best dudes in the world. And so when I went over, I went to Utah, I just roll people over, just roll right over them, because I was training to level up all the time.
Yeah.
But later in my career, I realized too, okay, today I'm just going to work this head and arm, head and arm, head and arm. And I would do it to like a guy who's not the best, he's not the best guy in the room, but I did this repetition so many times that when it was time to fight, it was locked in my muscle memory.
Yeah. Plus, if every once in a while you get your ass kicked all the time by a better dude, it's good every once in a while to go against someone that might not be as good as you, because you can kind of gauge your improvement that way too.
That's true.
You can gauge your improvement, be like, okay, I whooped this guy's ass. I'm getting better and better and better. And also that helps you develop some leadership abilities. You're working with guys that are probably younger, less experienced. It gives you a chance to, work with them, build them up. And
if you whoop a dude's ass in the room and you don't tell him how I whooped your ass, I mean, that's just not a good teammate. You got to like, if you know a little bit more, that's the whole martial arts mentality, is that you're everybody's coach, but you're also everybody's student.
Yeah.
You can draw a wealth of information from somebody who might not be as accomplished as you, but maybe they have a sweet, entry to a single. Maybe they have a sweet, hook, or they set up their jab, a different way than you, and you can absorb that into your game.
Yeah. I've learned wrestling from like almost a different perspective and a different light from coaching than from being an athlete, just because you're forced to think about it from a different view.
Millions.
And it's
every student is like a new opportunity. It's like you know what I mean? To like, okay, what is this guy strong at? What is this guy?
And it forces you to think in ways you never thought as an athlete. And then you learn from that. It's awesome.
Well, because as an athlete, you're just you.
Yep.
You know what you're good at, But guess what? Like, I coach a dude who's like, you know what I mean? He's, 5'6", short, stocky kind of guy. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a different body type. I'm like a tall, lanky kind of guy, and he's like a short, squat kind of guy. His techniques are going to be different than the ones that I go to. I'm not going to, I can get away with, taking the back by reaching far around. He doesn't have that advantage. His arms are shorter. Like his arms are shorter. He's not going to be able to do this move. So I develop a plan for him that's completely different.
Yep.
Hey, how you like this red light right here?
Is that your refrigerator light?
Yeah, refrigerator light.
I don't think you know how lanky I am yet, man. I don't.
No, what do you mean? I got eyes. Some of them work.
You're gonna be. You can ask my coach. You're gonna be. I could like hit ankle picks from a very far distance.
It's also easy to ankle pick you. The reason I ankle picked the shit out of you that time is because, you were hanging your head so far and your legs are so long. It's just like, boop.
Yeah. I got a good series that I got from Dan Henderson that is great for MMA. Like locking a guy up, kind of a collar tie, underhook and collar tie. and then like dragging him one way with the underhook, dragging him, out this way, and then just like splashing him. And it's like a knee tap, but like you just throw your arm to the side and just start running. And it worked. It's worked great in MMA.
I've shown, like where you have a underhook, collar tie, and you kind of do a step, make them step, and then once they step, you drive across.
Yeah. You just
I love that.
You just throw your arm to the sky and run them over.
That's literally
when you do it right, it's like you feel like a ninja master because it's just effortless. The guy can't put his leg back, and suddenly he's like sprawled out on his back. It's a nice one, man. It's really, and it's really effective because knees. If you're like in a locked up position and like this guy's and you throw one knee, now he's like, oh man,
I'm gonna get hit.
I can't get hit with that one. You know what I mean? Like that was, even if it doesn't land real flush, the guy has to like pay attention now that he can't shoot a dog. He can't just put his head down. So guys will stand up real tall, trying to avoid getting hit, and you just chuck them. Yeah.
What was your bread and butter with your takedown game? Because I saw a lot of times you're getting a lot of scrambles. You're getting a lot of scrambles.
Yeah, I was funk, bro. I was definitely a funk kind of guy where I would just make up kind of why. Look, to me, my strategy for grappling was to like make a scramble and I'll come out on top. Like I'll figure it out. I think part of it was I'm flexible, so it would be easy to like. If you ever seen a cat like land on its feet?
Yeah.
The reason they can do that is because they can like flexible, like put their arm, like their arm and
all the way back,
legs.
Turn over.
Yeah, they put their legs all the way, and that's very similar to a scramble in wrestling. Like if we both like just fall out of a plane, you know what I mean, and splash on the ground next to each other, the first guy to wiggle over, to get the top position is gonna win. So you want to, I don't know. There's so many methods, and I think that there's a lot of drills to become better at scrambling, and we'll go over them eventually. But the
scrambling, and I didn't tie up very much. I was not a good guy to tie up with because I'm not very strong. And
look, man, I think don't say that. I don't think it's all about strength. It's a lot of it's technique.
Creating angles.
If you don't know where you can, tie the guy up and then kind of find a spot to like get down to that leg, or you know what I mean, or shuck him down front headlock. If you don't have any techniques, then it's it's impossible.
Yeah, the problem with tying up in high school, especially with the younger guys, is they tie up just to tie up. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. But when you tie up, I'm thinking elbow pass, wrist picks, push, pull, where you tie up for a reason.
Pop and go, pop and go,
duck unders, all that stuff is stuff.
You remember I got you with an elbow pass?
What's that?
You remember that one time I got you with an elbow pass in practice? That's when I felt like I'm pretty good at this, huh? The one time you're like, you kind of were shocked I got you with an elbow pass. I don't remember.
Probably, I don't know, maybe.
Man, he's 4 touchdowns in a single game, huh?
Yeah,
that was a big one for me. When I could
that's good.
My coach, that was huge for me because he's like.
I bet you if he would have kicked me in the nuts afterwards or something, I'd remember it.
Yeah, he don't remember that. You know what? It didn't happen. No, there's no video proof. Sorry, Bob. You never got to take that on him. Never got 2 on him.
He used to yell at me all the time because I was lanky and I'd fuck around and I would and I didn't. My first month wrestling, like actually like in matches, my coach decides to tell me, don't go to your back.
No. Okay, let me tell this story. Let me tell this damn story. We're at one of his first JV tournaments, right? And, Cameron's the guy that watches all the UFC and then tries the shit in the room, right? So he pulls guard in this tournament and goes to his back. I yell, don't go to your back. It's a common mistake with jiu-jitsu guys coming to wrestling, right? Pulling guards is natural. Don't go to your back. He goes, huh? Lays back. Gets pinned. I was like, what are you doing? And he yells from the mat because he just got pinned. You said go to your back. I was like,
you missed the
never go to your back. The other coach is laughing. Oh my God. It was like,
how are you going to pull guard in a wrestling match? What is wrong with you? Bro, what kind of numbskull What are you talking about, bro? Come on, Kevin. Pay attention.
I'm the dumb sophomore, man. I didn't know better.
He yells, "You said go to your back." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
I thought he said go to your back. So really, I was on my butt. I remember I was on my butt. The guy had my legs put straight forward, like Shin Aoki does a lot, where he's like grabbing the legs under, and they're in like this L shape. I was like that. And I was trying to scoot out, and he's like, "Don't go to your back." In my head, I thought I heard "go to your back." So I was like, "Oh, easy." Boom. I went straight back, like literally bit my shit straight back, and he pinned. You got any funny wrestling stories, Mayhem? Because I'm sure you have.
When I kicked Jock Ray in his face that time, I heard my coach yell, "More emotion." And I was like, "More emotion?" I was like, "I'm fucking emotional right now." I was all covered in blood, and I was like, yeah, more emotion. And then later, he told me, like, he was saying more motion, like more footwork. I was like, oh, okay. Oh, whoops, sorry about that.
You're the best corner ever, man. The what's it called? The you had a fight. I think it was with GSP. I think it was your GSP fight, and your coach goes, "Retard strength."
Yeah. That was something in the room. That was like one of those funny memes in the room that like got out. Like it got out to Joe Rogan, you know. No, it was one of those funny memes in the room where, you know, when you're training for a fight, you see each other every day. And one of the moves, like one thing that would happen in the room a lot was like some real, like, because I was with black belts, like high-level black belts training all the time. And sometimes somebody would catch me in something kind of, and I would just retard strength out of it. Like, like you pick the guy up off the floor or just wiggle so hard. Like, just, he's got my arm, but I just go, like a dog. You know what I mean? Like, you ever seen a dog, like, get its collar caught on a fence or something? And he just goes, until, like, he rips right out of it. Yeah, that was the mentality. But nowadays, I think that, I mean, we're going to get demonetized and banned from YouTube for even saying the R word.
I don't give a fuck. This is my show. I don't monetize it.
But listen, I'm just saying, man, YouTube, you don't know, bro. You're going to get kicked off before you even get started.
I only have like 500 views.
All right, good. Just don't show your titties. Actually, we might get some more views if you show your titties.
Maybe.
You ripped yet? No, don't, please, not right now, bro.
You seen the shirt, bro?
No, please, not right now. Hey.
You shoot back, bro.
Is that an LGBT Uzi? Is that what I'm reading right now? Pretty gangster. Tight, dude. Pretty gangster.
It is. That's what I thought.
I think if the gays come through with Uzis, we are all done.
It was for a fund after the I think Orlando shooting. It was for like some charity event. I was like, yeah, I bought one.
So there's so many layers of irony there. I don't get it. Yeah, you think that like if the gays at the Orlando nightclub would have had Uzis, how many people would have got massacred? Nobody, huh? At least like maybe like you would have got 2 shots off, and then like some dude is like, "I'm returning fire."
Limp wrist, returning fire.
Brilliant.
Nice.
That would have been golden, dude. That would have been golden.
Yeah.
Dude?
What's with the name of Growing Pains? But I meant to ask you about this on the last.
Growing Pains. That was through all of my fighting and all of my wrestling. I felt like it sucks getting better because the way I did it was kind of the McGregor or like the European way. You just train every day like it's your actual wrestling match. There's no like.
Nah, listen, bud. I'm gonna stop you right there. Okay. I know you're just bursting with energy. 20 years old. Everything's just fucking I'm gonna train like I fight every day.
Hard.
Listen, that's not the way to get better. I'm just not gonna lie to you. Look, you can spar a lot later. When you got your shit together, your defensive responsibility, because getting hit a lot in the room
it's a different
does not make you better.
Well, it's a different
at fighting.
Yeah,
you get punch drunk before your first pro fight, it's worthless. You know what I mean? Like your career is going to be super short. So this phase that you're in right now is about getting down your basics, getting your jab tight. You know what I mean? And
tactics.
Conditioned. You felt how I made you jab in one session. so many times, and you know, I bet your left arm is pretty sore right now. Your left deltoid should be pretty sore. Okay.
Yeah.
The first phase of your learning martial arts has to be getting some basics down and a certain level of conditioning where you'll be able to move. You can shadow box for 5 minutes straight. No big deal. Breathing good, you know? And right now, you're not even up to 3 minutes. So the first step is to, you know, that's just a reality.
Yeah.
The first step, and it's okay because, you know, you're early on this. First step is getting these basics, footwork, right? Getting back to wrestling. We'll get back to that. But initially, I want to make sure that you have a good use of your distance, that you can use your feet to avoid a takedown or affect the takedown. So you footwork, jab. Those two are the, like, come on. Gotta get that. Then after that, how far can you reach your cross? And can you get back to your stance after you throw it quick? Don't put your hands down after you throw it. You know, there's like a lot of like habits that I've seen you brought from other martial arts.
Yeah.
That we kind of got to update. I mean, just for the reality of the mixed martial arts game, putting your hands down by your hips and doing karate stance, you know, it's not always the best, you know.
No, definitely not.
You're limiting your options if you put your hands down. Now, if you're always returning back to your stance with some defensive responsibility, well, then, you know, you just upped your game. Right there, you just avoided getting knocked out. So we'll work on it. I don't know why I just like spun off into Coach Mayhem story time right now. But you know.
Yeah, I named it growing pains because I used to come home from practice really, really sore, and I used to be pissed because it feels like I'm growing as an athlete, but it fucking sucks.
You do realize that's an 80s TV show, right? And you're probably gonna.
I didn't. In fact, my Master Chief watched our last episode and made fun of me because Silver Spoons is also an 80s TV show.
Oh,
I didn't know
you got
that.
my Silver Spoons reference now. Finally, 6 days later. Way to go!
No, that was this morning. That was this morning. He told me.
All right, 10 days later, then whatever.
I don't know. I don't even know how many days it's been, bro. It's Groundhog
Day. So what else is this show about? You know, you got your two coaches sitting here in front of you.
Yeah, what's up?
You know, you can ask some more questions to us.
Yeah, no, well, it was more because I wanted to talk about coaching in MMA today. I want to talk about coaching in combat sports and from a.
Well, I like what Mayhem just said about. In my words, not getting just balls deep into all the cool shit immediately.
You're all technique. You've always been all technique. You're like the bread and butter's double leg, single leg. That's what we got taught for a long time.
Well, yeah, but going back to, you know, he's telling you working your footwork, you know, working a simple jab. Why do you think he'd tell you that?
Because you build off things.
Because how are you going to do a cool Superman punch or roundhouse kick if you don't have good footwork to get into the right, you know, positions and everything? And
you can't do a blast double if you ain't got no double, baby. You can't do it.
Or you can't do a cool blast double if you don't have, you know, good body positioning, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, you got to work on some stuff that you probably don't normally think about. Everyone sees the Superman punches and the flying knees, but, you know, no one sees how do they get into those advantageous positions, right? The tactics.
Definitely. I was been watching a lot of cool Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guys like Eddie Bravo and Shinya Aoki, which like Shinya Aoki's fucking awesome, dude. Like, is there a reason that you never fought him? I think he was in a lower weight class than you, right?
I trained with him, yeah. Yeah, I twisted him up because he, you know, I was like way heavier. I even like let him put me in some of his favorite moves and then like escaped him. Because I just, it wasn't fair. I was like outweighed him by like 40 pounds.
Really?
You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, well, wow. Maybe not 40. Yeah, maybe 40. Because yeah, he was walking around at like 70 and I was walking around at like 210. So that's like, you know what I mean? That's a big difference.
Yeah.
So I mean, Randy Couture did the same thing to me. He outweighed me. I was walking around at like 180 and he was like 220 and just ripped and just folded me up like a cheap lawn chair, bro. Like Jesus. Just gave me the business one time. You know, I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't have a shot. Hell, you know, to be honest, you know, now I think about it, Or Cain Velasquez too, like 240. I'm
He's
like
a legend, bro.
walking
he's-
around 200. This dude who just worked me, bro. And the problem with Cain Velasquez, usually I do a lot better with guys that are heavier than me. You know what I mean? By a considerable amount, because I'm a scramble dude. He
Yeah.
was scrambling just like me. He's like a giant little guy. You
Well,
know what I
you see
mean? He
his cardio?
moved around, and then when he got, when he got the side mount, like it was like, oh, how the fuck is it? And then I would make a scramble, and then he'd get to my back, and I'm like, oh my god, like this weight differential. I even said it after the practice. I was like, man, you lucky I don't weigh 40 more pounds.
I think he's the best heavyweight fighter of all time. Cain Velasquez, in my opinion, is the best heavyweight fighter of all time.
I don't know, but Fabricio Verdum would like to have a word about that.
I think that Fabricio Verdum, if Cain didn't have as many injuries, he would have got fucked up.
Oh, really? If Cain would have went to fucking Mexico early and like got acclimated to the elevation the way that Fabricio Verdum very smartly did, it could have been a different fight. But, if my aunt had balls, she'd be in transition.
Wait.
This is supposed to be a funny podcast.
Say that one more time. So if your aunt had balls, she'd be in transition.
You can have that one, bro.
That's gold,
your
dude.
joke
That's
now.
gold. That's
your
fucking
joke
gold.
now.
Hey, man, I got a bunch of one-liners.
Bro, listen, there's no debate about that. Develop.
I'm the edgelord, bro. I'm talking to edgelord.
My goodness, bro.
I'm the guy that gets dumb tattoos. Like, I'm with that.
Me too. Bro.
Oh, you haven't even seen mine. I have my nickname I got in the Navy on my stomach because I thought that was cool when I was drunk one night.
Squirtle?
I got Hellboy on my stomach.
Squirtle.
Oh, my bad. I thought you're pretty badass nickname there, Hellboy. I mean,
Yeah,
I feel like,
bro,
again, with the silver spoons, that you're going to have to hire like an entertainment lawyer for all these people you keep ripping off.
Hey, bro.
Hellboy.
What is it called?
You don't even look like that ugly monster with the cutoff horns.
Don't
Is
care.
that what you're talking about?
Don't care. Hey, guy, don't care. Guess what? This guy right here, don't care.
Oh, man.
That's my favorite thing to do, bro. I'm kind of an asshole. I'll do that shit at fucking drive-thrus with my friends in the car. They're like, can I get? Don't care, lady. And I make like a joke of it, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like I go, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm just joking around. I feel like
God.
I
don't really understand, but all right, that's fine.
Oh, it's good. I'm out there.
Next question.
Next question.
Don't you have a bunch of questions written out there?
You damn Skippy.
All right, go ahead.
What's so Fight Island? You think that shit's gonna happen with Dana White? The Fight Island?
Yeah, probably. Like something in like Florida is like reopening, sort of.
WWE.
Oh, I guess technically they're not even breaking the law if they go to like key UFC and have a fight there. I don't know. Look, I don't have any inside scoops if that's what you're asking. I do know that they're, Florida is like the craziest state in the union that's just gonna crank things right back up. Maybe kill off their senior citizen population.
Oh yeah, baby.
Free up some room for some new New Yorkers to get down there.
Why is it a big deal for UFC to do that, but WWE still has their stuff going with no audience?
Well, WWE was like ahead of the game. They already they got lobbyists, I'm sure. So somebody in Florida, went to the governor or whoever makes the decision, or they lobbied some congressman. I don't know exactly how it works. And it appears that Vince was like, this is an essential business that people need us right now. So let's make it happen. And, maybe somebody got paid off, something. Who knows? Yeah. Who knows? I'm not privy to these elitist conversations.
Oh, dude.
But I can imagine that, if you had a business as big as WWE, you definitely got somebody who talks to lawmakers.
Yeah.
So, you got billions of dollars. You should. And I think that they moved faster than UFC. UFC,
on the fence.
Yeah, but it's a strange thing. I think that if Khabib would have not been in Russia, that next event would have went off, no problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they would have just done it like they did Brazil, where it was like nobody in the crowd and they just did a fight. You know? But since he got knocked off the card, they said, "All right, never mind." Like, now we're doing the Fight Island suddenly.
Yeah.
Do you think Khabib can beat Tony?
Yeah.
I think it's a stupid conversation because I don't think Tony Ferguson's a top 3 contender in the weight class. That's just me though. I don't think he is. I don't think Tony Ferguson.
You don't think Tony is top 3? I think he got a lot of hype, and I think that he has the ability to beat Khabib. But like the favorite is going to be Khabib for a reason. You know, he's like.
I don't think his unorthodox style can come into play as much against Khabib as it did as it could against like Donald Cerrone or Conor, because Khabib doesn't. We've never seen a guy that dominates on the ground to the level he does with Sambo. Like, because he doesn't just do jiu-jitsu submissions; he's also a really good wrestler.
Okay, he's a wrestler,
So GSP was like that. That's what I felt like when I was looking at GSP. Remember to the point where
but this is apples and oranges, bud. This is apples and oranges. GSP is like an athlete that like did karate, right? He's just a really solid athlete that he did karate first, and then after he got injured, after he got knocked out, he like said, "Okay, it's probably safer to use my superior wrestling skills to take people down." But Khabib, on the other hand, has been a wrestler the whole time. Khabib has been a wrestler that, his whole life. And so he is stuck in that wrestling mode. And if you look at his early UFC fights, there was like no stand-up there, basically.
No, he's dominant.
It was the sloppiest garbage stand-up. And still, when he gets tired later in the rounds, like his stand-up just looks, it's just not tight. It's just a bar fight.
Well, his dude, have you seen him throw his hooks? They're super out there, bro. Like he throws a leading hook, and it's like he only throws like bows. Like they're all knockout.
It's like a wrestling punch. I know. Yeah, a lot of wrestlers, that's what they do. They like do this core strength weird punch that's not as quick, but it's very powerful. It's like a push almost, where you club the guy's head. And I don't know. I think that we're always talking about that fight. And, I've been talking about it forever. I think that the advantage that Tony has is obvious. I think that he can handle himself on the ground and not get beat the fuck up. That's the benefit of the 10th Planet style, is like they try to make it so you don't take that much damage if you're on the ground, and you try to be offensive from your back more so than most any other style.
Did Eddie make the rubber guard? Eddie made the rubber guard.
Right? He didn't make it. I mean, that shit we already were doing that way before he named it that. We were already doing that. And in fact, in the GSP fight, you see, I tried to do it because in the room I was catching everybody with that. I was rubber guarding guys, and then I would just like get them in a triangle. So that was the game plan actually for that fight. Okay. But you know what I mean? He was like oiled up. It was like a nice, it was very difficult to do anything. I even complained. I said, Big John, he's all greased up. And he's like, nah, he's fine. And he elbows me in the face again. I was like, yeah, he's fine. He's whooping my ass right now. Like, this dude is covered in damn Vaseline. But, that's the game. And look, if you were allowed to wear pants, like Aoki type pants, it would really change the game, because those pants are grippy on the inside. That's what I noticed when I train with them. Those pants are super grippy. So that way, if you get caught in a triangle, it's hard as hell to get out. You're stuck.
Aoki was like a legend with he does a lot of rubber guard too, because that's where he gets a lot of his omoplata.
Yeah, and he didn't learn it from Eddie Bravo. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He didn't. He made that shit up in Japan. Man, make it up. Look, there's nothing really new under the sun, kid.
Yeah.
It's the reality. Look, I remember in high school, I was learning the damn triangle chokes and whatnot, like just the first basic stuff from like Gracie in Action tapes and like weird like tapes that we got off whoever, internet too. It was early days where you could get a VHS tape of like dudes fighting in Brazil. It was just,
like Vale.
Yeah. All right. But I just remember like I had already been doing this with my dad. Headlocks, head and arm. You know what I mean? He wasn't a collegiate wrestler. He was just a damn tough farm, you know what I mean? Country boy. And so, like, the triangle is just like modified leg scissors. You know what I mean? We would scissor the guy's neck. That was the move. But later, when I was in jiu-jitsu, I learned, like, oh, wait, this is actual, oh, okay, the actual move, you know?
Gotta get
Not the
position.
scissoring anymore.
A head, 2 arms, 2 legs, a torso. That's MMA. So you got that to deal with. And sometimes, you know what I mean, you're missing an arm or something like that. And people still do MMA.
Do you guys do a lot of arm drags when you're fighting MMA? Is that like a big one? 'Cause I don't see that.
Nah.
Too often. Yeah.
Well, the problem with, like, it's hard to catch an arm drag from the stand-up in MMA. The arm drag is more used on the ground. Like, you can arm drag a guy. Like, it's good from, like, a front headlock. And if the guy sits back, you can reach under his armpit and then throw him by. It's like ground arm drag. But standing up, think about it. How are you going to drag my arm when I punch you in the face? It's hard as shit. Yeah, go ahead. Grab my arm because I'm going to hit you, you know. And it's not impossible. And it's happened. But it's a less high percentage move in fighting because, you know, you're using your hands a different way.
Yeah, wrestling, you're reaching and your hands are in front of you. And
yeah, you're fine. You guys can, like, put forehead to forehead. And, like, let's try to get each other down. But MMA, I mean, we're starting 3-4 feet out. You know, my wrestling game developed, like, a lot as I started to learn to connect, set my takedowns up with punches, set my takedown up from, like, inside leg kick and then clench the guy, like doing, like, you know, using my footwork to create the angle the same as wrestling, but from farther away with
like
the jab.
And new realm of setups. Yeah,
exactly.
You know what I think's a nasty combo, dude? Have you ever seen Diego? You know Diego Brandao, right?
Of course.
Okay, so Diego Brandao has this. He does a jab, and then he does a cross, and then off the cross, he twists his foot, so he doesn't actually have to do. He twists his foot and comes up with a head kick, and it's super nasty. I don't know why I've never, like, I was watching.
And I think about it too. I think we did it in training where not every punch you're going to throw is 100%.
No,
some of them are just to get the guy to go. If you get him to blink, if you can get him to blink real hard, if you throw a 1-2 and he does this for a second, he doesn't notice that you're bringing that foot up. So he missed it. He's like, you know what I mean? He missed the moment that you shifted your hips the other way and you're about to throw a head kick. That's all you got to do is flash him, you know, and then kick him in the face.
Yeah,
That's simple. It's simple, really.
Dude, when did you get? When did Garrett? When did you really start winning matches? Like, were you good when you first started wrestling? Because
no,
you don't know him.
Dog shit when I first.
Traditional wrestler. He does a lot of, like, there's no real. Like, I think you do, like, really 3 takedowns. Like, you do a single leg, a double leg, and then.
No, dude. I was dog shit when I first started, like most people are. No, I started. You know, I remember about halfway through my first season, I won my first match, and then my second season, I probably won close to half. And then, you know, by the time you've been wrestling 3 or 4 years, you learn the sport better. You're not as reactionary. You learn your tactics, and you learn, you know, what I call it the wrestler identity. What type of wrestler are you? And once you have all that and you start to learn the sport better, then the wins will just come, assuming you're putting in the work and stuff. But I was not very flashy. No, I did in high school, it was single legs and double legs for my takedowns. And then when I wrestled at JC, for whatever reason, I started tying up more, and that set up my high C really good. And I got really good at high Cs, and that became my favorite takedown. And I don't know, it just evolved with. It all just evolves with time, dude. If most people are horrible when they first start.
Sam, did you have a lot of success in your early? Because I know you had on Sherdogs. I don't know all your fights, obviously, because there's no way Sherdog can have all your fights. But your earliest fight, I think, was when you were 20, right? And you won?
17.
17, and you won that fight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to think.
I mean, look, it was not pretty though. Like the guy was a jiu-jitsu guy, and I hadn't really learned jiu-jitsu yet. So to me, he was like magic. Like I was like, oh, I seen this on the tapes. I was like, and all my experience had been high school wrestling. So I Actually, I did a fight before that against kind of a crazy martial arts dude. Dude, like
Wing Chun, bro. You better watch
Wing
the
Chun
fuck out,
type
bro.
stuff, and he wanted to wear some special, like, I don't know, Indian boots or something, like moccasins or something, and then they disallowed him from wearing. And then I choked the guy out. I just single-legged the dude and ran to his back and choked him out. But then I fought that jiu-jitsu guy when I was like 17, and you know what I mean? I just double leg and just like put my head down and just punched him for 8 minutes. Like that was it. I didn't know what to do. It was an ugly thing. I was like trying not to get triangle choked. I was just like buried my head on his belly and like went buddy head, buddy head, buddy. I had no idea what I was doing. So it's lucky that I got away with that win.
I was watching some of Uriah favorite fights and just looking at his progression. You remember the old school foot stomps they used to do?
Oh yeah, I mean people still do that every once in a while. I was watching there's this great female fighter in one. Her name escapes me. Rika, I think. She there was a fight where she was locked up and they were doing the heel to metatarsal stomp. Oh, that's just a jerk move. I feel like there should be a gentleman's agreement to not do that to each other.
Does it work?
I mean, it hurts. And yeah, you hurt the guy, but yeah.
It's kind of a bitch.
Fighters, it's just bad. I don't know. I think it's just bad form to do that. But at the same time, maybe if you could, I think that once you like are up to a high level MMA, your feet are so tough that like if someone stomps them, like it'll be sore the next day. But I don't know. I'm sure it could break your bones, but the foot is pretty durable. You know what I mean? Especially if it's very, very strong. I get made fun of because I damn have like these like weird muscly grenade toes that are just worn out from just years and years on the mat. Just stick it in there. I don't even notice that the street's hot from walking barefoot with calluses everywhere.
Nice.
Yeah, it's strange. I'm like wearing a shoe over my bones. Like I'm a weird muscly club foot. that I've watched my feet change, like turn into like a different type of animal's foot. Yeah, I do not have the prettiest feet. I'll tell you that.
There you go. That's honor.
I got big ass feet, bro. I got big ass feet. I'm like a size 11.
It's not that big.
You're bragging now.
Size 11?
Bragging, huh? You keep switching between being humble and bragging.
Hey, bro, I don't have friends that check me. That's the problem. I need more friends.
I'm checking you right now. You got a couple guys right here who care about your well-being, but also
man,
think that you're a dumbass sometimes.
I don't want to hear shit till you bring that bitch forward. I don't want to hear.
But, hey, listen here, man. Hey, I'm losing my hair like a damn man. Now go ask Joe Rogan about it. All right, just fucking.
Hey,
I'm losing my hair like a man, bro. It's like coming in. I thought I had like 10 more years, dude. Nope, it's starting. It's starting.
He's such a pimp. He just goes with it. He's like, man,
I'm leaning into it, bud. I like looking like an ape. I'm all right with this fucking. There's a little bald spot coming in. I know. I can feel it. I can feel people staring at it.
Yeah, I'm just waiting. I know it's bald. I'm just waiting for it to happen.
It's gonna happen. I think everybody gets a little bit of it at least. Even my dad. When I noticed he was losing his hair, I was like, oh, I bought him some Rogaine. He threw that shit in the trash.
Shit.
As soon as I get out, bro, the fucking mohawk phase is happening, bro.
Oh yeah, mohawk it up.
There you go.
Right. I thought about doing it. Already.
No, you shouldn't go back to the mohawk phase.
I don't know. I feel like I only have like 2 or 3 more mohawks left in me.
Right?
You know what I mean? Dude, eventually, I'm gonna have to do the reverse mohawk, like the fucking hawk in the animal. You know what I mean? From WWF back in the day. Oh, fire starter, punking its gator.
I don't know what you're talking about right now.
I know. I'm making references that only he's going to get. Yeah. And your audience above 30. They're going to get all those references the same way that you didn't know that Growing Pains was an 80s show and Silver Spoons was also an 80s show. And,
Mayhem.
don't worry. You'll do the same shit to a young guy later.
Yeah.
What's that, bud?
I
Sorry,
said, you
dude.
know how hard it is being a teacher and a coach when you try to drop movie references?
I can't imagine. I
don't
drop F-bombs all the time. And I'm always going, oh,
Yeah.
and I heard the baby in the background, and I still just dropped a giant
Right.
F-bomb. We're dropping
No.
R-bombs.
Yeah.
I feel like this whole, I'm a little bit,
I dressed up as Happy Gilmore one year for school
Nice.
Halloween school spirit day.
awesome.
Maybe 25, 30% of the kids understood it. I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck,
Yeah,
man?
that's just because they had Netflix early. Yeah,
Right?
they ridiculous.
Fucking old.
Hey, calm down there, whippersnapper.
You'll be on that level someday, Cameron. And
Dude,
you'll
it's
be like,
scary,
you're
bro.
lucky.
My brothers are getting big now. It's weird. It's fucking.
what?
The brothers.
Yeah, I got brothers. I got 3.
MJ,
I know.
MJ, what's MJ up to?
Mayhem thinks MJ's gonna kick my ass. Apparently.
I think MJ's gonna kill somebody and turn him into a lampshade.
Yeah,
What?
my brother's kind of a little sadistic. So one wrestling match, the guy ran away from him and started crawling away. So my brother grabbed his ankle, sprang him into the center of the mat, and then just like dived on him and headbutted him in the back of the head. And that was the whole thing this kid did. My
I
brother's
don't know if
kind
that's the best technique to use. I could think of like 3 or 4 ones that I would go to before the headbutt to the back of the head.
my
But,
brother's
right,
pretty
you know,
crazy.
everybody has their own style, I guess.
You know those people that like get really mad and they cry and kind of ball up their fists? As like grown men though. That's kind of my brother. Like he's really.
I remember I only coached him and taught him when he was a freshman, and what I remember most was his dead baby jokes and dead cat jokes and
Edgelord runs in the family. Like I bet you his dad is still dropping N-bombs everywhere, which way.
Oh, I told you about that.
Oh, my bad. I was right. Yeah. No, you're just trying to be edgy, bro. You're just trying to be edgy. Same as his brother, Dead Baby. You get the fuck out
Dude.
of here.
Daniel's actually. I have a younger brother that started wrestling at 8. And he's been wrestling for 4 years now. He's really, really good. He's gonna be fucking good, dude.
he'll kick all of your asses when you're like,
Man,
Nice.
no, hey, y'all want to say
the
that
little
shit? You don't
brother?
know.
I don't know, but I feel like the little brother always got something to prove. You better be careful.
Oh,
You better be in shape. You better be shape in 4 years when he comes out swinging.
You ever
Same
heard
as your
some
other
big
brother.
dick swinging?
You got to learn how to do some jujitsu so you don't get wrapped up like a Christmas present. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, I want to.
That's why I'm telling you. You said he's been training over there with the Diaz boys for a good long time, right?
Yeah, he trains at all the Gracies from Tracy all the way up to Stockton and Lodi. My
That's what
brother
I'm saying.
travels all the way up with my dad.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, he's pretty savage right now. And you just been, you know what I mean, hitting your vape and kicking a damn heavy bag for 15 minutes.
yeah.
I'm just telling you, bro. I'm just being honest with you because it's constructive. It's constructive. You know, you got to learn how to counter wrestle. Got to learn how to do some footwork.
Hey,
I'm
bro,
telling you. I'm just
I've
saying.
been
Be
literally
prepared.
looking at getting an RV, buying an RV, working as a realtor, and moving to Irvine just to train at the gym.
Go buy a chicken and chase that shit around your apartment.
What?
To go buy
Yeah,
a chicken and chase that shit
It's another
around your
80s
apartment like
reference.
Rocky. Have you seen
No,
Rocky?
Have I seen
Ever watched
Rocky?
Rocky?
God damn it.
No, that's all right. Look, this kid, he's like a ball of clay that we must mold
You
into
see blood in, blood
something with
out?
a brain. What?
Dude, I went to a boxing gym briefly for a little bit, like right after high school. The only reason I even learned anything about boxing was because I watched the movie Rocky, dude. You got to watch that.
I disagree with a lot of the technique in Rocky movies,
It's
but
horrible.
you know the message is there. We get it. Yeah, they're just throwing like movie punches every time. At least in like the later like Rocky movies, recent fight movies, like recently, they've got like a lot better technique.
Here Comes the Boom is fucking garbage.
Oh,
Did you
no,
say
don't
Here Comes
that.
the Boom?
Don't look, man. I'm trying to get a higher rating for that.
Steady.
Okay, I want everybody to rate it a 10. I want everybody to rate it a 10 and leave reviews that Here Comes the Boom is a cinematic masterpiece which deserves to be in the Library of Congress for time immemorial. Okay?
Bassroot, let's fucking jerk off on you more and ruin your fucking
Yeah.
career. That's all that was.
You know what? Oh, I forgot. Boss Rutan was even
I forgot
in
he was in that too.
I just remember the performance of Jason Mayhem Miller, the best performance of his career. Green hair, green hair,
The
puke
Shamrock.
on my face.
Yeah.
Where's my Oscar? Give me my Oscar.
That's not your best performance. So your best performance was being in UFC Undisputed 3. I own that game. I bought the Pride Pack.
What are you talking about? Nice.
The video game you were in, bro. What?
Oh, I was in a bunch of them. Oh, really? I didn't even know they had me. I think I need to sue.
No, you got UFC Undisputed 3. They had a Pride Pack, and I think
They sold my character and didn't give me a dime.
Oh.
Son of a bitch. I think that's legal, though. I don't know. I think they broke the law right there, to be honest, because I had a contract like, you can't use my likeness. Ooh. Whatever. I
the
mean,
money right there, bro. Dude, you should. I fucking wish it was a
Nevada.
UFC video game. I want your taunt to be this.
Yeah. That's actually, that's a solid one.
Dude, I've just been, I don't know, I've been watching a lot of shit lately. I think if I put 110 in this, bro, I think I could go somewhere. I think I could, I'm 20, I feel like if I keep training and I really dedicate a lot of my life to it, since my wife has a good job, she's cool with it, I think I could really do something if I stay healthy, you know?
Just stay consistent.
What?
Gotta stay consistent. I remember, I know everyone changes from high school, but I remember when you were in high school, you get so excited about something, then you do it for like a couple months, and then you get so excited about something, and you do it for a couple months.
Hey, you know, what's funny about that is that me too.
Yeah.
And what's good about that in martial arts,
A little bit about everything,
is that, you can spend, you can spend a couple months doing kickboxing, and then you go over and,
there you go. Yeah.
grappling. At this stage, later on, if you're serious about it, and you keep going, well, then guess what? You got to do all of them throughout the week. You know what I mean? Like, you got to do them all. But at the initial stages, you're going to work on a few specific skills, very intensely. And then a whole different other set of skills over here.
Yeah.
That are also, useful for.
That is what's cool about MMA. That is cool. You can do a bunch of different.
It worked perfect for me because I would go to kickboxing practice, like, oh, wow, that was so fun. And I'm like, oh, man, grappling is way different. Oh, I love grappling. You know what I mean? And then you get with the new coach and you go, oh, my God. And then, like, he downloads a bunch of information in your head. You spend some weeks doing the same drills, these certain, like, package of drills, and then your level goes up and goes up and goes up and just keeps happening. It's so satisfying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. You call me on my bullshit when I keep saying, like, I gave up my dream. Or you go, no, that's what you're saying, right? And I found I need more people like that in my life. Because when you kind of said, what's your dream? And I said, I want to be an amateur fighter. You said, that's it? You want to be an amateur fighter? Okay. Like, you're right. That wasn't my dream. You could ask my coach in high school. My dream was being in the UFC. That was my dream growing up. I was like, I want to be an MMA fighter. I want to do this.
So
dude, there's time. You know what I mean? There's time. There's a possibility for you to still become an MMA fighter. But, like, I don't think that you're too far behind, bud. If the training history that you gave me is accurate, at least a little bit accurate, because I feel like you were really fucking exaggerating. But it's okay. It's okay. I know that about you now.
You haven't even texted me so I could send you videos.
Man, I had 500 wrestling matches in high school.
I did not say that. I did not say
all
that.
of them. I was covered in baby oil all the time. It was even harder to grip the guy. And then I did Shotokan karate for 6 at the time. I was 6.5.
Yep.
Raised by wolves, bro. Raised by wolves.
And my dad used to beat me with beer bottles to make me tougher.
No. I kicked my ass growing up, but he didn't do that. I was
talking about myself.
Oh, there you go.
I did do Taekwondo when I was in 6th grade. Oh, wait.
I did Taekwondo
No, when I was 6, 10, 8. I don't know. Grade school sometimes did Taekwondo, and on the Army base that I grew up on, and the GIs thought it was so funny because I was just so big and, like, so wild with I did all these Bruce Lee kicks I saw on TV. Then they put me against 2 yellow belts wearing the Taekwondo chest guards.
Yeah.
And I just beat the shit out of these kids, like with like side kicks, and until I was exhausted. The GIs fucking lost it. They were cracking up so hard because I was just like, I mean, obviously not. It wasn't that terrifying. I was like, a little kid, but I was like, yeah, and I just was so tenacious about that, and it never really struck me as much, that Taekwondo class, but it did like give me, like a different perspective after that. I realized I was strong that day. Like I didn't even think of myself as strong, but like I was like, oh my goodness, I just fought 2 kids at the, it's like it's a weird thing to have when you're a little kid to figure out I got power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I learned a couple things about myself through wrestling, and one was and my coach can tell you if it's true or not, is
Well, it's probably all right, go on.
Probably bullshit.
Yeah, let's see. What's up?
I was cool staying after practice, and I was cool coming in during my summers, and I was cool working out on the weekends, and I wanted to be the hardest working guy in that room, because even if I wasn't the best guy in the room, if I was the hardest working guy, I could catch up eventually. I was cool putting my whole life into it.
You were one of the hardest working. You were one of the most dedicated too. When you came out, I remember you did quit your first year. I forgot why.
I didn't quit. I got kicked off.
Not from me.
What?
No, my mom kicked me off because I had bad grades.
That's your own.
What happened?
Fault,
what did you
dude.
do? Your grades were bad?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
They weren't.
right.
They weren't bad enough for the school to kick you off. But yeah.
My mom said I can't have
that's on you though. That's on you though. Like.
Oh, your ma.
Yeah.
I told you that's why I don't play hockey.
I tell all the kids I coach, it's like everyone has like a bandwidth of potential. Like everyone has the potential to be great, but it's like, are you doing good in school? No, okay, your potential just went down. Are you hanging out with the right people? No, your potential just went down. Are you getting sleep? Are you eating like shit? Are you training hard? Are you goofing off? And then you get beat by someone and you cry. It's like, all right, well, that kid that beat you is probably working harder. Maybe he got some sleep. Maybe he ate some grapes instead of fucking Cheetos, right? Everyone has this bandwidth of potential. And like, if you want to, get into MMA, Cameron,
yeah,
that's stuff you got to think about, man. Like, don't waste any time with bullshit. If you're going to commit to something, like figure out what you need to do to maximize your time. Your training.
I like this, but solid bandwidth of potential. That's really a good way. Cause I could feel like, the percentages all add up, great diet, great training, great exercise, great sleep, great water intake. It's like tick, 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 and it increases, increases your potential. I like that. That's a great way to say it.
It's like a recipe. If you forget to put, butter in the cookies, then it's going to taste like shit.
Nah.
Right?
I think, I actually have to be honest. That wasn't 100% honest. I did probably the dumbest thing I feel like I've ever done in my life, while wrestling on my junior year. I got a little girlfriend, and what happened was I started getting laid. So my dumb ass missed a whole wrestling meet because I wanted to get laid.
Yeah.
And I told my coach honestly what happened, and he got very mad at me.
I couldn't be that mad at you.
It's like, I get it,
bro. But you can't go run around chasing your sniffer, okay? Like, you gotta,
No, I'm married now,
tie that thing back. Wear some tight underwear, bro. Take a cold bath. You know what I mean? Stay focused.
You need to find one. You need to find one where you say, "Hey, babe, I got a wrestling tournament. We'll hang out later." And she'll be like, "Okay," and then she'll go bang you on your time.
I did. It was my wife now.
Oh, she didn't bang you on your time. She banged you on your wrestling time.
My wife?
No, back in the day. We were talking about.
I was like, damn, he married that girl from high school? All right.
No,
that's a weird story.
Yeah. No, you find a girl that'll work around your schedule. Not one where you're like, oh, okay, I got a wrestling tournament, but yeah, I can come over. That's fine.
Dude, I was out hella late, and I came home at like 7 a.m. We were supposed to be leaving. I knocked out, and my mom was like, what happened? And I was like, I'm just tired. And I was like, it was dumb, though, dude. It was just, that's when I realized I was like, this is fucking stupid. I'm shitting on my coach at that point. I'm saying, hey, dude, fuck you for putting in work into me.
Nah, you're in high school, man. That's what happens. It's a coach and teacher's job to.
I was 18 when that happened.
Still, you're young. It's still it's a parent coach's job.
How old was she?
No, I was 17. She was 18 because she left me later.
Oh.
There we
I
go.
was gonna catch
There we
you
go.
statutory.
There we go. Yeah. I should have called the police, bro. I should have.
You could have called the police.
Her dad pulled a gun on me one night because I was in their house at like 2 a.m. and he pulled a fucking gun on me and drove me home to my parents, and I got yelled at. Got my Chromebook taken away over winter break. No Christmas presents. None of that shit.
I'm
Jesus.
sorry.
Nah,
You're lucky you didn't get shot.
I am. Because he was like, how old are you? I was like 17. That's how I remembered. He was like, you're lucky. I'd be calling the cops right now if you weren't. And I was like, okay, cool.
What, there's an age limit on who can bang his daughter?
Well, his daughter was 18.
Why would it matter if?
Oh, because then he could turn around and statutory her. What? Like that would ever work?
Yeah.
Either way, he was like, I'm not going to call the cops. Anyways, dude was actually really cool. I went to all my wrestling matches even after I broke up with even after his daughter left me because she joined the Air Force. He still went to my wrestling matches. Really cool dude.
He went to your wrestling matches? Nice. He's got
Yeah,
an investment in you. Like,
He did. He liked me a lot.
since,
He actually taught me some because he was a freestyle. He was on I think he did something with Ken Shamrock or something. He went to like his gym back in the day for freestyle or something. He said something like that, and he's actually a really cool guy. But anyways, though, yeah, that's just one. That's another growing pain right there. Boom, fucking growing pain story.
There you go.
Mayhem, what was your growing pain story?
Way to tie the title in, bro. You're really doing a solid job. I feel like all that writing on your iPhone is paying off.
Oh yeah, we do have to tie the time up. Well, that's gonna conclude it for the fucking. I didn't get you off real quick because I have to get to training after.
All right, yeah. Look, I'll call you back. We'll train. All right.
You're not gonna stay on
pains on YouTube's.
You're not gonna stay on this?
No. I'm gonna go get some water and get ready for the training session.
Okay, cool. All right.
Hey, really nice to meet you, Garrett, and God bless you. And I hope to talk. I hope to talk to you soon. All right.
All right, definitely.
Thanks, guys. Episode 2 concluded.